Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I have this awesome new palette to share from Blend Bunny. This is one of my favorite indie companies. I've been buying from them pretty much since their first palette came out, and I've always loved them. I think they're just super amazing. So I'm very excited about this new release. Not sure if you want to go the Latin way and call it Machina or Machina, because it does have this really cool like sci-fi theme going on with it. And you can see this is sort of a double-sided palette. It's supposed to have this idea of like humans and robots slash AI kind of like interacting with each other. So here you have like the human side. You've got this very red, pink, purple color story. And over here you've got like the AI color story, the robots. Very metallic and gray and black, and even got some green in there, which I think is kind of cool. So this is a really neat like double-sided palette with some neat different color stories going on. And it also has a really fun, like really heartwarming story behind it. The creator was working on this palette with her father, and he passed away. And so she had to kind of use his ideas and his inspiration and finish up this palette all on her own. So it was really a labor of love that she did, not only to bring this to fruition, but also to honor her dad, which I think is just really sweet. Okay, so I'm starting to experiment with this new format. Before I was doing a look and swatches and, another couple looks all in one video, which I feel like got to be really long. So I'm going to try this thing where I'm doing a palette a week, and I will do swatches of the palette in one video, and then at the end of the week, I will show a look that I'm doing and then kind of show you little snippets of all the looks that I did throughout the week. Definitely not 7 full looks. But every day that I managed to do my makeup that week, which may be twice or maybe like 4 times, but definitely never 7. Okay, so getting into the swatches, we are going to start up here in the upper corner with that shade Mortality, which is a pretty shimmer. And then we're going to go with that next shade down, which is called Attract. This looks like a really nice light pink. I don't know if it will be very visible on my skin tone. It's looking like probably not. Yeah. Even with 2 layers, it's just that little hint of pink more than anything. Okay, this next color is called Enamored. This looks like a much bolder pink. Yes. I like that. I feel like I'm going to find a lot of ways to use that color because that is pretty. Okay, this next one we're going to go with is called Oxytocin. I really love this as a shade name for like the quote-unquote human side of the palette. Oxytocin, one of the things that makes us most human. Crazy brain chemicals. That is a really pretty dark shade. I like that one. Then we're going to go up into this next column, which is a little more purpley, and start with this shade Flawed. One thing I really appreciate about Blend Bunny is the range of depths in the shades that they do in their palettes. Like there's always light, dark, medium, which I think is just so awesome and a neat way to create looks, especially since she often puts them out in a way that you can really see how they're supposed to go together. And as a beginner, I really appreciate that. Okay, now we're going to go in with this next shade, Glitch. Oh, wow. This is a bright, bold purple. Forgive all the fallout. This is probably not the best brush. I'm running a little low again, shocker. There we go. That is such a bold purple. And it really makes that other, the one we did earlier, Flawed, stand out. It causes it to look more lilac bluey, and I really like that. Okay, next we're going to go in with a Moat. And this looks like a really nice dark purple. Yes, that's gorgeous. And it comes across like a cooler, more blue toned purple. So it matches that first shade, what's that called? Flawed, really well. I think those will look really neat together in a full eye look. Okay, and then finally the shimmer shade for this row is Conscious. This is a really neat kind of blue purple looking. Oh, it's really light. It almost comes off as like a topper. Even with 2 layers, it keeps that sheerness, which I think is kind of cool to have some sheer color sometimes. I like that. I think it'll look neat. And if you wanted to pack it on, like you can see on my finger, it's got a lot more opacity. So I'm sure if you packed it on in more layers, it would look a little more opaque. So let's move on to the next shade on the human side. This is called Conduct. This one almost reminds me of a rose gold shimmer. And it has this sheerness too. It's so pretty. Okay, now we're getting into kind of our corally and red colors. This one is called Error Code. This one is maybe one of the better neutral bases in the collection. I feel like that light pink on me obviously could be useful for a neutral base. But this one I kind of like. It's a neutral-ish base, but it's a nice pop of color as well still. Yeah, see, I really like that. I love peachy corally tones on my skin, even though they're more neutral than not. They're still not totally neutral. Okay, then we're gonna go with this shade Burn. This looks like it's gonna be a bright red. Let's see. Yes. I think this is going to be very, very, very red. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that color. I feel like that's going to be gorgeous. Then I love wearing bright red. I feel like it just stands out in such a beautiful way. Okay, and very last, on the human side, we're going in with the shade Human. And this is like a bold burgundy almost. This is nice because a lot of times the darker colors in Blend Bunny palettes I find would mostly be useful for like eyeliner or something really dark, but this would still be a nice shadow even. That's a nice burgundy color. I like that one. Okay, now we're going to move on to the robot/AI side of the palette. We're going to start over here with Diode. This looks like a really bright yellow. Go ahead and put that on this arm. That is a bright, bright yellow. I am noticing, even with the different brushes I'm using, that this palette does have more fallout than I'm used to from Others by Blend Bunny. I'm not sure if it's the formula that's a little different or just because I am doing it on my wrist. Like, I'm not nearly as practiced as doing it on my eyes. Not that I'm very good at that either. Okay, now we are going to go in with this kind of olive tone digital. And I have to say, I love olive tones. They don't look very good on me. They make me look like I have bruises, but I love them anyway. I think they're beautiful, beautiful colors. Like that. That is so, so gorgeous to me. Like I just can't get over that one. Pretty. Okay, now we're gonna go in with that third shade, Machine. This is like a very cool, almost camo kind of green. Should probably be really good for an eyeliner. Yes. That's a really pretty. I would use that even as a shadow. Like that doesn't need to be eyeliner. I think that's gorgeous. Okay, and now we're going to do that first shimmer shade on the side. That's called Sci-Fi. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. Yeah, it's kind of sheer too. I think the shimmers in this palette are a little more sheer, which, like I said, I kind of really like. Not that I don't like really opaque shimmers, but it's kind of nice every once in a while to have something a little more sheer, just because it means you can do different things with your looks, which I always enjoy. Trying something new, lots of fun. Okay, and then starting up here at the top again, get that off of there. We're going with a new shimmer shade. This one is called Switch. Oh, that's neat. I was thinking this one would give me like frosty, icy vibes, but it's got a little bit of a gold sparkle in there. Or maybe that's just being next to the yellow shade. But to me, it definitely looks like it has some gold, sparkly prettiness in there. Now we're going to go in with this one called Precision. I do like that she included both a white and a black shade in this palette, because I think that those are really nice to have, especially when you have those sheer shimmers. It's kind of fun to put them over, I don't know what you would call that, shades that like don't have, whew, holy fallout, that's this brush's fault. Sorry, shades that like don't really have a tint to them. They're just like plain black, gray, white. That way you can really see the actual shimmer and how that stands out. I'm going to put one more layer on here because I feel like this brush is not doing it justice. Yeah, it's a really light white. But again, I feel like maybe that's the fault of the brush. Maybe I'll find a better one. Okay, I thought I'd try just one more layer with kind of a easier to use eyeshadow brush. It does still have a little bit of fallout, but you can see it's packing on a lot better. My bad. Okay, next we're going to look at this gray called Robotic. All right. I like that. It's kind of nice. Dark, but not too dark. Like even on my fair skin, it doesn't have to be a liner. It could be like an outer corner or something. That's a nice gray. And then down here, aptly named, the black is Shut Down. I feel like the names on this palette were really, really, really good. I always appreciate when a creator clearly put a lot of thought into every aspect of the palette. Like I love a good color story, and obviously a good formula is the number one most important, but little things like the art, the packaging, you know, does it match the color story of the palette? That kind of thing. I really like it. Okay, now I'm going to show you this bright blue shade, AI. It really looks like a sky blue in the palette, and yeah, it comes off as like kind of a sky blue. Which is gorgeous. I don't think I have a lot of this color in my collection. It's a unique one. Kind of 60s, honestly, to have that sky kind of bright blue. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this darker blue called Circuit. All right, this is almost like a bluish purple. Sure is nice and dark. Okay, so I messed that one up and ended up doing Motherboard, the next darkest shade, for most of that. So just right below it, I'm gonna go in and do Circuit again so you can see what that actually looks like. Okay, so this is Circuit. And you can see how I got confused because these two shades are really, really close together. They don't really look it in the pan, but swatched they look super similar. You can tell that Circuit is a little lighter. It's a little more purple, just a little bit, but really, really similar. Okay, and last is this shade that everybody's been raving about. This is called Cyborg, and I believe this is a multi-chrome, and the only multi-chrome in the palette, which is probably why everybody is so excited about it. And again, it's one of those sheer shades. Here, I'll kind of show you in different lights as much as I can, just because I know multi-chromes are so shifty, you never really know how they're gonna look. Okay, so here together, these are all the swatches from the Machina, however you want to call it, palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics that just came out on December 1st. And they had a little bit of a shipping delay, so mine just got to me. And this is my first impression swatches. And then all week I'm going to be doing looks with this palette, and then at the end of the week, hopefully next weekend, I will have a video where I do a look on camera and also like show you like a little montage of all the things that I tried that week, which I always think is kind of fun to do. So thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please do feel free to ask me down in the comments below, because I would love to talk makeup with you, or really anything else. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.